My gums was rotted. My bridges had rotted. I had them in my mouth for about 20 years. And they started getting loose. So I knew eventually I had to get something done. And I didn't want the dentures. So that's what brought me there. Well, it seemed like they were more sturdier. You didn't have to pull them out. You can bite apples again and stuff like that. Right. Quality of life. It was excellent. It was excellent. It was what I was praying for. Really great. I can't stop smiling. Right. Well, my smile, the fact that I don't have to put Polydent in my mouth every morning, that gooky stuff, I don't know what it was doing to my intestines. I just feel different, feel wonderful. It really is a moral booster. You know what I mean? I'm looking at your teeth in the morning, brushing them, knowing that they don't come out. This is what it is. You know, and I like the accomplishment. I mean, I like the compliments from people when they see me. Damn, your teeth are beautiful. I give them your information, Sage Dental. Believe me, you don't got to go out the countries, right? If I'd have went out the country, I couldn't fly back every 2 weeks for an appointment. Yeah, right. Well, I did my research on it. It took me a couple of years. It took a couple of years for me to make the decision, and I was weighing the pros and the cons. If I go out the country, yeah, you could save $12,000-$18,000, but how you know it's going to come out right? How you know you're not going to have to go right back? How you know if they put you on that chair, you're going to... That's why I didn't want to go to sleep. It had nothing to do with the money. I don't want nobody putting me to sleep for nothing. I'm 63. The only person I want to ever put me to sleep is God, and I want him to wake me up. I don't believe in letting somebody else control. I would tell them to have that leap of faith and swing for the sky. Do it. Do it right away. I mean, it changes your life. It changes how you eat. It changes how you look. It just have all the pros to it. Do it. Please do it. If you have a problem with your teeth, do it. And I recommend Sage Dental. Great place, great people. It is. I don't get nothing for this one. All I got was a nice smile. Yeah, a little rough. I got to change them, though. I'm glad I got 3 months. I got to change. I'll save the money up. Right. I mean, the only thing I would say to them is do your due diligence. Keep Sage at the top of the list. And look at everybody else's materials, work, and the aftercare is what's poignant. You got to have aftercare with this stuff. You can't just rip everything out your mouth and think you don't need to go to the dentist. You guys had me there like once a week for the first month or two. That was beautiful. It shows me that you really take pride in the work that you do and the quality of work that you give a customer. And this is why I'm having this testimony today, because of the quality of work you gave me. And the aftercare. The aftercare is important. You can't fly on the plane to Turkey and get this stuff put in your mouth and come back and thinking everything's going to be fine. Now, we had little hiccups, but they were little adjustments that Doc made. You know what I mean? In Turkey, you're not going to be able to fly back and forth like that. You know, so I suggest doing it right here in our states where we're governed by the dental board and all that. If something goes wrong, you can make a complaint. You go to Turkey, you make a complaint, they'll use it for toilet paper. Dummy, you shouldn't have never came here. Right. Absolutely. And that was the main factor for me. What if something happens? That's what I kept telling myself. Yeah, you can do it for 12 grand, but what if something happens? You screwed. The first week, Doc thought I was a drug addict or something. I was in pain. I couldn't sleep. Doc, you better give me some more of them pills or I'm going to choke somebody. Yeah. And then the next week I came, he like, you okay? He said, you're a pussy. It was painful. It really was. I'll do it all over again. You know, I'm looking at the results. It was pain, and it's healing. I could feel it healing. My gums were tightening up. I could feel them. You know, they tightening up, they're healing. It's good, though. I'm fine. And I used the water pick for the first time this morning. Oh, yeah. I had to learn to adjust it a few different times. Yeah, but I appreciate the work. I appreciate your service. And I recommend anybody to come to you and get the work done. I really would. I mean, when they ask me, where you get that smile from? Sage Dental. So I'm a walking billboard for you. No, it has to. Right. No, and I'm glad that I made the decision with you guys. And believe it or not, I found you guys at the last minute. I had went to about 50 different dentists. New Jersey, they were just too much. Turkey, Colombia, DR. I said, I can go to these places, but what if something goes wrong? That's what I kept saying to myself. I said, nah, I can't do that. Then they got to pull all this stuff out my mouth, too. Nah, I'd rather be in New Jersey. Yeah. Yep. All right. I'll be talking to you soon. The texture is better. Right. Right. I ain't got to worry about nothing cracking up. Yeah, no. One of the hardest substances out here besides a diamond. Right. Right. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye bye.